You can see, right? Again, let me know if you can see.
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So in the last session, we have seen how to create an app in Salesforce. We created this test app. Now what we are going to do is this app we created in the Lightning environment. If you remember, I mentioned there are two environments by default present in Salesforce. One is Lightning, another one is Classic. So how to go
Classic.
to the Classic environment? Clicking on this view profile icon. You can see this option is there. Switch to Salesforce Classic. By clicking on that, I can move to my Classic environment. Now you have seen how to create an app in Lightning. Today we are going to see how to create an app in Classic. Now you might ask
Sir,
why we
what
need
is
to.
compact? In display, what is compact?
That is just a display. Here how you can see the view. That view will change if I click on compact. You see, let's see, refresh the page now. Refresh now. You will see whatever the design, how the page looks like, the page design will change.
Yeah,
So
okay, sir. Okay.
just a design change, nothing else. So whatever you want you can keep it, that does not matter, not very important. In the admin knowledge it's not very important. Yeah, so you remember how we created the app is we need to click on this button, which is gear icon, wheel icon, whatever you say, and click on the setup, and we go to the setup section. In setup we have the home page or home tab, whatever you say. Here we type app manager,
App manager.
and in app manager we clicked on that create lightning app, and from there we created our test app, which was a app type is lightning. That point is very important, that we clicked on this new lightning app, and here as you can see test is there, which is a
Test.
lightning app type.
Yes.
But suppose if somebody asks you to create an app type of classic, how to create an app type which will be of classic? Obviously, as I mentioned to you, classic app cannot be created in lightning environment. We need to go to classic environment. So click on this view profile icon and
Sir,
switch to
what is the
Salesforce.
difference between classic and lightning?
I already mentioned this in the last video. You did not see. That's why I'm saying. So the main difference between the Lightning and Classic is in the design of the page. So you can see here how the design looks like. This is where it comes. And now if I change back to the Classic, you will see the design is different. How the page looks like, it will be different. That's only difference. You see, the page design got changed. So this is the difference. How the page looks like. So here you can
Okay,
see the
only
setup.
finishing.
Yeah, you can see here
Oh,
the setup button is coming like a different way. Here like this way the setup button is coming. So obviously the design is different. Now we are going to see how to create an app in Salesforce Classic. So in Salesforce Classic, in order to create an app, same process, we need to click on the setup button. That is, there is no difference in that. So click on setup here. So I am currently in the Salesforce Classic, and here you can see this section. No thanks, not needed. Yeah, in this section build, you can see a lot of different options are there, create, customize. So what I will do, in this build section I clicked on this button, create this thing, and here you can see apps. This apps option is coming. I will click on this apps, and from here I will click on new. I will click on this new button, and here custom app. What is the custom app? I already mentioned this in the last session, that whatever Salesforce is
what
providing you
is
by default.
stand
Yes,
develop?
correct.
What we are going to create or develop is called as a custom.
Custom, right? And what is console? No, what is console? No need to know for now. So what I am going to do is I am just going to create a custom app. So let me repeat from the start again so that you can now quickly follow. So what we are doing today is, in the last session I created the test app in Lightning environment. Now today we are going to create the same test app but in the classic environment. One app type is Lightning. The today's app type that we are going to create right now will be classic. So now again change back, click on this view profile icon, and I am switching to Salesforce Classic. In the Salesforce Classic, same way as you followed in the Lightning environment also, in order to create an app, we need to click on the setup button. So in Classic also we have the setup button. So I will click on setup button, and after clicking on the setup button, here in this section you can see this build section is there. In this build section I will click on the create button, and here you can see the apps option is there. From there we are going to create our app in Salesforce Classic. I clicked on apps, and here you can see new button is there. So I will click on this new button, and here you can see it's asking you custom app console. For now please ignore that, no need to know. Custom app I am going to create. Click on next, and here you need to give your app a name. So I will give the app maybe a name as a taste classic, like that way, so that I can understand that this is a classic app. And I clicked on outside, and as you can see this app name got automatically generated. So this app label, one is your app label, another one is your app name. App label is the label that you are providing typing from your keyboard, and app name is a technical name which is mainly used in the coding, and you don't need to write it from your keyboard. If you click outside, that name will be automatically generated. But for knowledge, please note that the app name format looks like the app label only, but any blank space. Here you can see one blank space I have provided, right? Between test and classic, I have provided one blank space. That blank space will be replaced with an underscore. So you can see here carefully, this underscore is there. So that underscore is from your keyboard. You can see your keyboard underscore button is there. So that underscore will come in your app name, but you don't need to like write this thing. It will be auto generated. And if you want, you can add a description. So I will add this is a test classic app. So that is the description I added, and click on next. So here same way, if you remember in the Lightning environment, we got an option to upload an image. Same way here also we are getting an option to upload an icon or logo, whatever you say, icon, logo, image for your app that you are creating. You can, if you want, you can upload from your local machine, from your C drive, D drive, download folder, you can upload. And here I will click on, I am not uploading by the way, but you can upload. Click on next. And if you remember, this option was also coming in the Lightning environment, where you need to select the objects that you want in your app, the app you are creating. You remember I added that home object, home tab I added, and you can see here home is already by default present. So home will be, if it's not added, you can search from here and just add the home. Home needs to be present. Whatever the app you create, it's a mandatory step, you should add the home. And here in this section you can say default landing tab. Default landing tab means whenever you open that app, in which tab it will open, in which it will go. We will see this thing, I will say later, but for now it's home. Click on next, just add home if it's not added. And this is the profile. If you remember in the Lightning part, I had mentioned to you, always add the system administrator profile. System administrator I had added in the Lightning environment when I created the app in the last session. Same way in today's session also, when I'm creating the same app in the classic environment, I need to add the system administrator profile. So here system administrator, where is that option? As you can see, system administrator. So just tick mark that option for system administrator so that it is visible for the system administrator. That's all. And click on save. So this is how you create an app in Salesforce Classic. So as you can see, my test classic app got created. Now if you want to see how it looks like, you can come here, and in this section, content section, you can see test classic is there. Click on test classic, that app will open. So as you can see, home tab is there, and this is how your test classic looks like. Now let me go back to my your Lightning environment. Switch to Lightning experience. I will go back to the Lightning environment, and let's see now from the setup app manager how it looks like. So here in the app manager, in this section, let me reload or refresh the page. Now we will see the test classic again here. So as you can see, this is the one test app that I created yesterday in the Lightning environment, and the app type is Lightning. And this is the app that I created today just now, Test Classic, and the app type is Classic. So this is the difference between Classic and Lightning, and the process how it is different between Lightning and Classic. So now you might ask me, I already mentioned to you in the last session that mainly we are going to focus in the Lightning environment, because currently in the market, in the industry, Salesforce companies, the different companies, they are mainly focusing 90% of the companies projects are using Lightning environment. Only 10%, the older projects, the older things, they are using the Classic environment. So in the interviews also they will ask you from the Lightning. Then why we learned the process of creating the this app creation in the Classic. Reason behind that is we have a functionality, or we have a feature where if you create an app in Classic, you can move that app in the Lightning. What is the meaning behind that? So suppose, for example, currently I am in the Lightning environment, and this is the Lightning app I created, test. So if I come here and click on this 9 dots, which is the app launcher button, and here search for Test Classic, will it come? Let's see. Test. See, only the test is coming. Test Classic is not coming. Why Test Classic is not coming? Test Classic is not coming because it is created in the Classic environment. So you cannot have something which is created in the Classic environment in the Lightning environment, because it was created in the Classic. So suppose now you want your Test Classic app that you created in the Classic environment, you want to have it in your Lightning environment. How you can do that? You need to go to your home setup. In Lightning environment, you need to go to your setup, home, app manager, and go to your Test Classic. You can see this button is there. This arrow type of button is there beside the Lightning and beside Classic also. If I click on beside the Lightning, you will see there are three options: edit, delete, clone. Edit means editing any kind of feature on this app. Delete, I think you can understand from the meaning itself. Delete means deleting this app, and clone means creating a copy. So we will see what is the meaning. We will do edit, delete, and those things later. But for now, let's see in Classic what are the options coming. If I click on the Classic, you can see edit is coming, delete is coming, but one option, clone, is not there. But another new option is coming, which is upgrade. Upgrade means what? Upgrade means migrating, or I can say moving, or I can say creating, whatever you say. Creating the app from Classic to Lightning, or creating or moving the app from Classic to Lightning. Let's do that. So as I showed you, this Test Classic, if I search here Test Classic, nothing is coming, right? So Test Classic, no results. There is no app with Test Classic name. So what I will do, I will click on this, move on this, and click on upgrade button. So you see here it's saying upgrade my custom app to Lightning. Upgrade your Classic app to take advantage of the Lightning experience features like enhanced app branding. So it's saying you using this feature, upgrade feature, you can upgrade your Classic app, or in simple terms you can move your Classic app, or in simple terms you can say create a new class, you create a Lightning app with the same name, like that. You can say like these things. So this action creates a Lightning app version of the Classic app. So what this feature does, upgrade feature creates a Lightning app version of the Classic app. The original Classic app is not affected. So that means in Classic environment, whatever the Classic app that I created, the Test Classic, that will still remain there. In Lightning environment, it will create a new version or copy of that Classic app that I created. If a so this will be the name, Test Classic Lightning. So if I click on upgrade, let's do that and see what happens. See, this one got created. One is Test that I created yesterday in Lightning environment. This one is Test Classic that I created in the Classic environment, and this one just now I used the upgrade feature and upgraded this one to Test Classic Lightning. We just created a copy or clone of this Test Classic in the Lightning environment, because as you can see here, the app type is Lightning. Now if I come here and just reload or refresh the page, if it's not reflecting, always reload or refresh the page, and we will see now. If I click on this 9 dots app launcher button again, you will see there will be, see, one is the test one that I created yesterday, and another is the one test classic lightning, which came due to the upgrade feature that I performed. So if I click on test classic lightning, you will see that it's exactly same as the test classic app. You see the home thing is there and all these things are there. I don't need to do anything. So this is the upgrade feature. So anything you want to ask on the upgrade feature?
Yeah, no, sir.
Okay. So yeah. So this is the app creation. Nothing more to explain in app creation. We will create more apps in future also. We will see that. But for now, let's create an object. So we have seen how to create an app. Now we are going to see how to create an object. So in order to create an object, again you need to click on the setup button and come to the setup and go to the section object manager. In this object manager section, you see some objects are already present. These objects are, as I already mentioned to you in the last session, Salesforce by default provided object. I did not create them. Again, the mobile example, if you create or buy a new mobile from mobile shop, you will see some apps are already by default present, like the alarm clock, the calendar, the phone calling app. Those things are by default present. You don't need to install those things. Same way in Salesforce also, some objects are by default present. I have not created them. These are standard object. As you can see here in this type section, it is clearly written as standard object. Standard object means those objects which are Salesforce provided by default object. And now today we are going to create our own object, which will be known as a custom object. Same like the app concept, standard app, custom app. Same way in object, standard object, custom object. So how to create that? Come to object manager and click on this button create, and as you can see here there are two options. We are mainly going to focus on the first option, which is custom object. We are going to create our own object, custom object. Create and custom object. New custom object we are going to create. So obviously you need to give your object a label. Label means the name. So name, what we are going to give, maybe I will give a test object, but you can give whatever you want. I just want to show you how you can give a name. Test object, this is the name I gave. So as soon as I click outside here any place, you see that name field got automatically populated with a underscore. Why? Because I just now explained in the app also, this is the technical name mainly used in the coding, and the name how it looks like. You don't need to write anything from the keyboard. If there is any blank space, it will come as an underscore. So here the blank space came as an underscore. That is the technical name. And here you can see one thing is extra, that is plural level. One is normal level, another is plural level. What is the difference between normal level and plural level? You see the example here. Here example what they have provided. Normal level is account and plural level is accounts. So if you have learned English, there is a singular plural thing. How the singular and plural thing works? We just add a s or es, those things on after the word. So that's why account becomes accounts. So same way here what will happen, I can write, maybe you can write anything, but that is the format the Salesforce recommends us to use. So I will write test objects like that way. That will be the plural level. Now you might ask me, what is this? Is, you understand, this is English word, singular plural, just adding a s or es, whatever I am adding after the word end. But what is the significance? What is the benefit of this plural level? What is the technical benefit? What is the advantage? Why you use this plural level? Now that you will see, you remember that I will show you in a moment what is the advantage, but for now you remember this thing, that here the label is test object and plural label I just added one word, extra word is, that is test objects. So that is what it happened. That's all. We will see that what is the use for in a moment. And nothing to do here, starts with a vowel sound and these things, no need, nobody uses these things. If you want, you can add a description same way. This is a test object. I'm adding this description, and here in this context sensitive help setting, always select the first option. Open the standard salesforce.com help and training window. Do not select the next option, always select the first option. And here in this section, what is the meaning behind this thing? Record name and data type. So if you remember, I had given that Excel example in the last session. Whatever the data that your end user, your customer is going to create using this Salesforce application tool, they are stored in a database. I gave the yesterday example that how a database looks like. A database looks just like an Excel. And Excel, we have a column name. These things we have, right? We have a column names, and we have the rows. So in row, these rows are known as your data or record. These rows are each record. So this will be one record, this will be another record, like that way. All the data are stored in a database. Same way here it is asking you that the record that will be created, first record will be created, second record will be created, what will be the column name of that first thing? What will be the column name? The column needs to have a name. So here by default you can see the column name is test object name. So I did not write this thing from the keyboard. This name came automatically. Here you can see Salesforce provided an example. First you need to give the object label, whatever the label you have provided. My object label is test object, so that's why test object came. And then next part is name. So name came automatically. So this is the format, and I will recommend that you keep this as the format. This name will be automatically generated. You don't need to write anything from the keyboard, and please do not change it also. And here the data type. So data type, you can see here there are two options. One is your text, another one is your auto number. What is the difference between each and everything? We will see that in a moment. For now, let's keep it as text. I am keeping it as text. Here, what is this meaning of these optional features and these things? Please ignore that. We will see those things later. Next part is object classification. Here you can see tick marks are already provided. I did not provide these tick marks. Keep it as it is. These things are mainly used for the programming part, for the coding part, not relevant for the Salesforce admin, but keep the tick mark as it is because these are automatically provided as soon as you create an object. In this section, deployment status, you can see there are two options, in development, and second one is deployed. Keep always as deployed. If you don't keep it as deployed, then you will not be able to see your object that you are creating. So always keep it as deployed. What is the meaning behind this search status? This search status is, if you see in your home section, there is this search button, this section, search button. So if you want to search with any record, if you want to search with anything, any object, anything you want to search, then you need to keep tick mark this option, allow search. If you don't allow this search, then you will not be able to search from this section. Your end user will not be able to see. Now here you can see the definition they have mentioned. When this option, when this setting is enabled, your users can find records of this object type when they search. So that means your end user, your customer, if they want to search for any particular object record, in our case the test object, if they want to search for any particular test object record, then they can come here and search, but it will not show up if you don't enable this option. So we need to enable this option, and only then they will be able to search here in this section. So that is the meaning behind that thing. And here object creation option, there are two options. Always tick mark both the option. No need to know for now what is this thing. Always tick mark it, both the option, whenever you are creating any new object, and click on save. That's all. So this is the entire process, and then there will be new process starting as soon as you click. So now here in this page, it's asking you. So as you can see, this is the object I am creating, test object. This is the object label, object name. Now it is asking you what will be the your object color. Object color means like what will be the you can see here. Let me show you in order to like if you want to understand quickly. So if I move to a different object, I move to a different app, you will understand. So for example, if I move to accounts, so this is one object, account object. You see this icon is coming, building type of icon is coming. So this is the icon for the account object. So if I move to any other object, maybe opportunity object, see this type of icon is coming, this icon is coming. So if I move to any other object, maybe lead object, see the icon is changing, the logo is changing. So this logo for the object that you are creating, what will be the logo, what will be the icon, that is they are asking here. What will be the tab style? Tab style means your logo or icon. So how to decide that? You can click on this magnifying glass icon, and you see lot of different your icon is coming. So you can select from this list. Entire list is providing. You can select any icon whatever you want from this list. You can create your own style also. You can see this button is there. Create your own style. If I click on create your own style, so you can insert an image and you can upload an image from your local machine. But yeah, we normally don't use this thing. So we normally use from here. Maybe for example, I will select airplane. So airplane I selected, airplane icon. That's all, nothing to do here. No need to do anything right here, anything. Click on next. In this page, it is asking the app that you are creating. I am creating what app? Test object app. This is my app. Sorry, no, app. So I am said sorry by mistake. I said app. You are creating. We are creating object. In this page, what they are saying? In this page, they are saying the object that you are creating. My object name is test object. That is the object label I have provided. So the test object that I am creating now, it is asking choose the user profile for which the new custom tab will be available. For now, please no need to know what is profile. You remember that we had added that system administrator. If you remember that system administrator we added in the app level. Same way here also you can see system administrator is there. And here you can see there are different options: default on, default off, tab hidden. No need to know what is the meaning behind default off, tab hidden. For now, please keep it as default on. If you keep it as default on, the meaning behind that thing is system administrator profile will get the permission to use this object that I am creating. That is the meaning. But we will learn more in detail later. But for now, I am keeping it as default on and do not change anything. Click on next. So here also, this page is very important. This step 3. It is asking you the object that you are creating. The object you are creating is test object. It is asking you, Salesforce is asking you, the object that you are creating, that object will be part of which application, which app. So as I already mentioned to you, app is nothing but a container which holds different objects. So in our case, suppose for example I created the test app, right? I created the test app. So suppose I want the test object to be part of this test app. So that means test app will be a container which will be holding the test object. Currently it only has the home object. So I want the test object to be present here. So what I will do? Come to this step, add to custom app, remove this tick mark, include tab, remove this tick mark, and you see here the test apps are listed. Test app is there, test classic is there, test classic lightning is there. So I want to tick mark the test one because I want my test object to be part of this app, test app that I created yesterday. So just tick mark that option. Then only this tab, that object will come, test object will come in this section. So I will tick mark that option and click on save. So this is the entire process of how to create an object in Salesforce. So now come here and refresh or reload the page. You will see that test object will come. It takes sometimes time. If it does not come, we can do another thing, that is we can click on this pencil icon. I just now initially was explaining to you that we can click on that pencil icon also and add it. Sometimes it takes time. So I will do what? I will click on that pencil icon. This pencil icon, by the way, is known as navigation item, or in short nav item. So you can click on add more item, click on all, and search for that object name that I just now created. The object name is test. So you see test object is coming. Click on this plus icon, click on add one nav item, and click on save. So you see test object came. So you can go to test object, this section. See that plane icon, airplane icon, you remember I had added as the logo or icon as the airplane. So that's why here the airplane icon is coming. And now if I click on the new button, I can create a record. Again, let's take that Excel example. So if I click on new, see test object name, this thing is coming. So this is our column name. So these will be here in this section. This will be our column name, test object name. And here if I add my name, for example, I am adding my name. I will add my name and click on save. So if I go here in this test object again, you see this is one record created in test object. So record means one row. So here row means like this way. So this is how a record got created. In this way you can create multiple records. Suppose if I add your name like that way. So this is another record created. Two records. If I go here, this is one record, this is another record. That will come where? In the Excel, it will come in the next line. Like that way, if I can create multiple records. I just for example, let's create one moment. So let me show you from the inside also how it looks like. Then I will create another record also. So if I click on this test object and open that particular any record, for example, if I open my name here in this section, as you can see here, the test object name, that name is coming in this section, and here some other fields are there, but we will see that later. Let us create the another record also. In this way we can create multiple records. So these are the three records I created for the test object with our three names different. So that will how it will look like in Excel. This is how you can imagine. This is how it looks like. This is how it is happening, and this is the field name or column name, and these are the record. This is how it is done. So if I now access each record, you will see there are different buttons are there. We will understand what are the different buttons, but for now let's understand this edit button. So if I click on this edit button, I can modify that record name. I can modify, I can add anything like this way. I can add and save it, so that will modify. But this field, as you can see, created by, last modified by, and owner, these are not, I am not able to edit them. So what is the meaning behind this thing? Created by, that means who created this record. Last modified by, that means who has last updated or modified this record. And owner means who, by default owner is that person who is creating the record. So currently I created this record. As you can see, this is my account, right? I am using this account. This is my account, my name. So that's why my name is coming here as a created by. And as I mentioned to you, by default the owner is that person who is creating the record. That's why in the owner place also my name is there. But you can change the owner. We can change the owner by clicking on this button, but for now we are keeping it as it is. So this is how we create an object. Any question you want to ask on how to create an object? Nothing, right? Okay, yeah. So we are going to continue. So we learned how to create an app, we learned how to create an object, and how to add that object to that particular app. So we added this test object to this test app. Now we are going to, these are all test thing we did. Now we are going to see a practical example, how a project, how in the business it works, like in business world, how we implement this thing. So here you can see this is one example, which is a park management app. Park management means like amusement park. You have heard of the amusement park where we have a different rides like merry-go-round, the slides, the water activities we do in amusement park. So here, suppose you consider amusement park is there in your place, and amusement park company, someone manages that amusement park, right? So amusement park you go, how you go? You go to the amusement park and you buy the tickets, right? To ride those things. So you may be want to ride the slide, you want to ride the merry-go-round or the Ferris wheel, you want to ride those things. Then you buy a ticket from outside the park. There is a ticket counter should be there. And how they sell the ticket? Suppose that amusement park wants to automate that entire process. They want to move that selling the ticket to the customers, management of the entire park, management of the employees of that amusement park, everything they want to move to the Salesforce platform. That is the project you got. So you got this project, that a park management app you got, and what they are saying, we need to help an amusement park manage its rides. its tickets, its discount system. So what they are saying? They are saying help them by creating an application with automated approval process using configuration only. So this is the requirement. This is how you will get a requirement in a project, in a business. In the interviews or in the client, they will tell you like this way, that this is their requirement, please help them to implement it. So here first of all, what we need to do, first requirement is to create the app. So here the app name is park management. So they are asking us to create a park management app. So we are going to create that app. We are going to create. You already know how to create an app. We need to go to the setup, home, app manager, and we are going to create a park management app. So app manager, and click on this button, new lightning app. So we need to give our app a name. Our app name is park management. So this is our app name, park management. So you can add a description you want, but I am skipping that for now. And if you want to upload, you can upload image and those things. Click on next. So here also, as I mentioned to you, always select standard navigation, desktop and phone, setup and these things. And now you will be able to understand this thing. This thing I did not explain yesterday. Now today you will understand. First option is disable end user personalization of nav items in this app. So now you know what is nav item. Nav item is navigation items. That means objects. So if you remember in this test, any app, whatever the app you have created, this pencil icon is there. By clicking on this pencil icon and clicking on this add more item, going to this all section, anybody in your end user, your customer, anybody can click on this plus icon and add any object. Click on this add one nav item and click on save. They can add any object to any app, right? But suppose you want that your end user, your customer, they should not be able to click on this pencil icon and add any object to any app. That option should not be there. This pencil icon should not come to your end user. Then what you need to do? Then you need to tick mark this option. Then it will disable end user personalization of nav items in this particular app. That app that you are creating, the app that you are having, if you tick mark this option, then your end user will not get this pencil icon, so they will not be able to add any object to this app. So that is the meaning. Obviously I will not do that. I am not doing that. I want my end users to have that option. So yeah, that is the meaning behind that thing. And yeah, click on next. Here utility item, no need to know for now. Skip this page, click on next. Here this page, you remember here I already mentioned you need to add the navigation item. Navigation item is essentially nothing but the objects, and which object is mandatory you need to always add in any app is the home object. So I need to type home and add that home one. So this is the home, add it, added, click on next. And which profile always needs to be mandatory? System administrator, sorry, system administrator. Select that, add it, added, save and finish. So I created my first requirement. My first requirement was they had asked to create a park management app. So I created that park management app. Let's see whether we can see that. So park management, as you can see, this is the park management app and it's a lightning app. So if I go back to here in this section, the app launcher 9 dots, and if you search here park management, so as you can see, park management is coming and it should come with the home tab or home object. And yeah, so that is my first requirement done. Now what is my second requirement? Here this they are saying requirements, in this requirement section they are saying there should be a ride object. You can see this section, the ride object. So there should be a ride object. We need to create an object which name is ride. So that we will create in a moment, but before that let me go back to the test one again, because if you remember in the test one I just now created the test object and I created 3 records for each of us, right? In the test object, if you remember, I just now created 3 records like that way. Now if you remember, if I go to the object manager and search, you can quickly search for that object by typing the name here, test object. This is the one test object. So if you remember, I can edit it also. What I will do, I will do the edit, but here in this section we have the option fields and relationships. Click on this option, field and relationship. So here you can see created by, last modified by, owner, and test object name. These things are coming, and this is the interview question also. They ask in the interview, like whenever you create any new custom object, any object in Salesforce, which fields are by default present. So as you can see, if you remember, I created this one. If I open that my record, you can see my test object name created by, owner, and last modified by are coming. Same thing are listed here, created by, last modified by, owner, test object name. So the answer to your interview question will be, whenever you create any custom object in Salesforce, there are 4 fields which are by default present: created by, last modified by, owner, and name. You just say the name, do not say test object name. Test object name, how it is coming? With the object name plus the name. My object name is test object plus name. So when they ask you, you will say the name, just name. And what is the data type? Data type is text. So what is the meaning of data type? Text means, here you saw, right, I can click on this pencil icon and type whatever I want. From my keyboard I can type whatever you want. So that is the meaning of text. So this is a text field. That means you can type whatever you want from your keyboard. That is the meaning behind text. But if you remember, there were 2 options there. If I move my mouse on top of this test object name and click on this arrow and click on edit, if you remember, when I initially created that object, there were 2 options. One was your text and another one was your auto number. So what is this auto number? That we did not understand. That we will see now. What is auto number? So if I select it as auto number, now here you can see auto number. In the word there are 2 things, auto and number. Auto means automatically generated. It will be automatically come. And number means number, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. These are numbers. Same way auto number, that means automatically generated number. So here starting number I will give as 1, and in this display format I will give, maybe this is the test object, right? So I will type TO, then give a dash, give second bracket, and here I will type 0 0 0, and I will end the second bracket. What is the impact of this thing? You will understand. Click on save. I have done this part. Now if I come here, cancel it, go to my test object and create a new record. Let's create a new record. If I click on new button, see, initially whenever you are creating this record, it was coming as a text button. I was adding the name from my keyboard. I was typing the name, but now it is coming. There is no blank space. There is no box to fill the name. If I click on save now, what will happen? Let's see. See, the test object name, if I go here in this section, this one came as a TO-0001. Why it came like this way? If you see in this one, in the field and relationship test object, I had provided the format as TO-0000 in second bracket. That's why the format came TO-000, but it came as a 1. Why it came as 1? Because if you remember, I had provided that as here in this section, I had provided the starting number as 1. Let me show you again. Here in this section, you remember, this is fine, but here I had given the starting number as 1. So what will be the next one? TO-0002. So let's create another one. Save. TO-0002. So in this way, you can give any format whatever you want, but you need to follow this format. As you can see here, they have provided one format, A-000. in second bracket 0000. You can write whatever 0 you want. It's not like here it is written as like only 40, that's why I am providing 40, not like that way. If you want, you can add multiple zeros. So suppose this way, and here TO I have written, but you can write any other thing also. For example, I will just keep as T and click on save. Okay. So now let's see what happens, whether it works or not. uh, we will create a new record. It might not also work because I had changed. Let's see. See, it got changed. So now the format is T dash so many 0 and 3. So this is the main point format. You can do testing, but this is the difference. One is your text, another is your auto number. So anything you want to ask on this part? Between the difference between your data type text and auto number, or you are clear on that?
No, sir.
Okay. Okay. So then let me go back to the park management app. So I just wanted to explain this part to you, but yeah, now let me go back to my park management app. And in the park management app, we are going to create the ride object. So in the question they mentioned, right, that we need to have a ride object in our app park management. So we are going to create that. So how to create that? You already know the process. In the setup, in the object manager, click on create custom object. So here the object name we are going to provide is ride, the label. The label is ride, RIDE. So, oh, by the way, plural level, I forgot to mention what is the difference between the normal level and the plural level. So here now you can see, let me go back to the, sorry, test app again. I am again jumping one back to the test app. So here you remember the plural level that we added was test object and test objects. So as you can see here in this section, there the name is coming as test objects. S is there. So plural level, what is the technical significance, what is the advantage, what is the use is that plural levels are those labels that your end user will see. You see, if you go to your object manager, if you go to your object manager and search test, actually the object name is test object, right? The object name is test object, as you can see here. But your end user, your customer, you will not be able to see this thing, right? This is your backend people. The developer people can see this setup thing. The developer people will see this technical name, test object. But what your end user is seeing is the plural level. So what is the definition of plural level? Plural levels are those labels that your end user, your customer are going to see in the front end. The actual name might be different. The actual name is the technical name, the normal name that your developer people, the admin people will see. But the plural level is that label that your end user or your customer is going to see. So now let me again go back to object manager and create the our custom object, that is the ride object that we are going to create. So here in this label section, I am going to type RID, ride. Done. And plural level, you already know, I am going to type rides. I just add a s extra. Add a description, whatever you want. I already mentioned to you, select the first option. And here, as you can see, the record name is came as ride type. And here you can see data type. There are two options, text and auto number. If I select as auto number, you see this display format is coming like this way. And the starting number I will add as 1. But I am keeping it as text. But if you want, you can change it to any other thing, but I am keeping it as text. These I am not doing anything, all tick mark it, keep it as deployed, allow the search I already mentioned to you, and tick mark these both the options and click on save. So this is how I created the first step. Second step, you remember that logo or icon we need to select. For ride object, you can select anything, maybe whatever. I will select the car icon, maybe car icon, and click on next. And here always keep it as default on, no change here. Click on next. Here in this include tab option, you can see park management now is coming. So I will add my this ride object. I want this for the park management app. I will just select the park management and click on save. So I created the ride object. If I go back to the park management app, this is the park management app. So here we will see. So home is there, rides is there. So I created the ride object like this way. So same way in my question they said that I need the ride object and I also need the ticket object also. So as you can see here in this section, the ticket object is there. So I am going to create the ticket object also, another object. Ride object I created, same process I am going to follow for the ticket object also. Go to the object manager, click on create button, custom object, and here the label I am going to give as ticket, like that way. The plural level I am going to give as tickets, like that way. Is just added. We are keeping it everything same. First option, record name is ticket name, nothing changing. Data type keeping it as text. Here also I'm not doing anything. Deployed, allow search, always tick mark this both option and click on save. Now they are asking me to select the logo or icon for the ticket object. You can select anything you want. Maybe if anything is there, we'll select people. Maybe you can select anything. Click on next, keeping it as default on. Click on next. I want this for my park management app only. Tick mark that and click on save. So this one also created. Ticket object, go here, reload or refresh the page. Let's see whether ride and ticket are coming or not. So ride came, ticket came. So any question you want to ask, how to create an app and object? I think we saw a lot of examples of how to create an app and how to create an object. Anything you want to ask on this so far?
No, no, sir.
Oh, okay. So now we are going to learn our next topic, which is how to create different fields. Fields are what? Let's take again that example. You remember this is one field. Same way, I am going to create multiple fields. You in my app, in my object. So for example, let's take the ride. So if I click on new button, so you currently see only ride name is coming. This is just like a online form, right? This is whatever you can see. This is just like your online form. You have maybe filled a lot of online forms, right? Website, online things you have filled. There you see this information, right? Which country you belong to, what is your state, what is your email number, what is your first name, what is your last name, what is your phone number, mobile number. This is the information you normally fill online, right? Online forms. So we are going to design that form, but our form will be for the ride object. That's all. Then we are going to design our form for the ticket object. So how to design that form? So for that, you need to go to the setup section again, object manager, and here search for that object. For we are going to focus on the ride object first. So I am going to open my ride object. This is the ride object, and as I already mentioned to you, each and every column these are known as field. They will be field. So here we have this option, fields and relationships. So you click on this fields and relationships, and here we are going to create our fields. So in the question they have mentioned the ride object should contain name, date and time, price per ticket, total seats and book seats. These are different field name. So first of all, it's mentioned that we need to create a name field. How to create that? Click on fields and relationship and click on new, this new button. Now here you can see there are a lot of different options. What are these things? These things are known as data type or field type. Here also written field type or data type. That means whatever the field that you are creating. So I am creating a new column. Field you consider as a column name. Whatever the new column that I am creating in my object, what will be the data type or what will be the field type of that column or field, whatever I am creating. So in my case, they are asking to create a name field. So name field, name can be anything, right? It can be A, B, C, D in any alphabet letter. So that will be by default a text field. So here you can see this option is there, text, which allows user to enter any. Let me zoom in a bit. If you can see, text means allows users to enter any combination of letters and numbers. So text field is a type of where you can enter anything from your keyboard. It can be A, B, C, D alphabetical things. It can be number 1, 2, 3, 4, those things. It can be special character also, like at the rate, question mark, hashtag, dollar, percentage. This type of special character also can be added in this text field. So that is the text field. Now, before I create those fields, we need to see, this is an interview question also. They ask in the interviews, like what are the different field types or data types are possible to create in Salesforce. Answer is this. You need to remember this thing, all these things. These are the answer. We can create this different field. So let's focus on the text part. So text, we learned what is the text field. The next option is text area. So if I select text and click on next, we will learn what is text area. But for now, if I select text and click on next, mm, one moment, it's taking time. Yeah. So now here you can see this option is there, length. What is the meaning behind this length? Length means if I click on this new button, as you can see here in this section, it's taking time to load. One moment. Uh, Let me do one thing. Let me reload the page. Sometimes it becomes very slow. So until while it's loading, so what is length is that you remember that we added our name in those fields. There, how many characters you can have from your keyboard? How many characters you can add to that particular field? That is known as length. Uh, yeah, it's taking time. Otherwise, I could have practically shown. So you can add here any number. For example, 50 or 120, like that way. You can add any number you want. So that means the meaning behind that thing is you can add up to 50 characters. You can add or you can have up to 120 characters. You can have up to 80 characters in that particular field. So that is the meaning behind length. So here if I click on new button, so here this thing, so here you can see I can add these things, right? Whatever I am typing, I am just randomly typing from my keyboard. How many characters you can have? You can have up to 80 characters. Each word, each letter is a character. So in this way, you can have up to 80. Like I'm giving an example. If you add here 80, so then that means 80. If you add here 20, then that means 20. If you add here 1, then that means 1. You can have up to 1 character. So that is the meaning behind that thing. But now here there is an option text area. So what is the difference between text and text area? The main difference between text and text area is in text you can have up to 100 character. Maximum up to 100 character you can have. But in text area, it allows users to enter up to 255 characters on separate lines. So here you can add up to 255 characters in this space, in this section. 255 different characters. And then text area long. So in the text area long, it allows users to enter up to 131072 characters. So many characters you can add. 131072 characters on separate lines. Text area reach. What's the difference between text area long and text area reach? In text area long and text area reach, the similarity is that both can have 131072 characters up to 131072 characters, but the difference between long and reach is that in long you can add only from your keyboard the text numbers like the A B C D alphabetical things or the numbers or the special characters, but in the reach section it allows users to enter any kind of image also. You can add any kind of image you want in this field. So that is text area reach. And what is text area encrypted? Text area encrypted is allows users to enter any combination of letters and numbers and store them in encrypted form. For example, your bank account number. If you have a bank account, that bank account number, if you have done any kind of payment previously, you have seen this way that your first characters in your bank account, those are hidden with XXXXX. XXXXX, your last four characters in your bank account, those only you can see. Those things you can do here. You can see mask type, mask all character, or maybe last four characters clear, and now here you mask with X. You can see here example XXXXX, last four characters you can see 1 2 3 4, like the bank account example, bank account number. When you do any kind of payment in payment gateway, your last four characters you can see. For example, you can do the star also, like this way you can see. So this is known as your encryption. So if you want to do any kind of encryption, you use that field. So just wanted to explain you what's the difference between these different text fields. So for now I will just select the normal text, click on next, and here the field level. Field level, what is the field level? In my case they have mentioned name, so I will just give here, type here name, and just click outside. Length, as I already so far explained you, I will just add maybe 50. If you want a description, you can add a description, help text. These things I am not explaining now. For now, click on just next. Here make it all visible, always make it visible, and click on next, click on save. So this is how I created my own custom field. As you can see here, this underscore underscore C came. C means custom. That means I have created. Now if I go here and click on new button, one moment, refresh the page. Now come here, new button in the right object. We will see that our name field came, right? As you can see, this name field came, which is a text field. So this is how we can create a field in any object. So yeah, in this way we are going to create the next field, date and time, and after that we will close it. The date and time, let me quickly create it. How to create a date and time field? As you can see from the name itself, it's a date and time type of field. So we have an option here in this section. We have an option date, which allows users to enter a date or pick a date from the calendar, and we have a field called date and time field also. So in our question they have mentioned to create a date and time type of field. So I will create it, select it as a date and time, which allows user to enter a date and a time. Both will be done. Click on next. Field level is date and time. This thing I'm not doing anything. Click on next. Make it visible, always make it visible. Click on next and click on save. So I created my date and time field. As you can see, this is the date and time field, and this is also underscore underscore C, which is means custom. So I go here, right, click on new. Okay, let me reload the page. Sometime it does not reflect. If it not showing, always reload the page or refresh the page. And now come here, click on new. Let's see whether now it's coming or not, date and time. No, it's not yet coming. Sometimes this happens. This is an issue in Salesforce. I cannot do anything. I again reload or refresh the page. You need to do this multiple times if it's not coming. see now the date and time came. Now what we can do, maybe the ride name, I will give the ride name as this is the ride name. Here I will add my name, and here you can add a date. You can see this option is coming where I can select the dates. Let me select a date, like you can see here, January month. You can change the year also, and you can change the month also, whatever you want. You can select any random date. Maybe I will select 31st January, and you can see here the timings are also coming, AM, PM, all these things are coming. You can select any whatever time you want. Maybe for now I will just select randomly like this way and click on save. So this is how you create a record for an object with different fields. As you can see, the right name is coming, name is coming, the date and time field is also coming like this way. So any question you want to ask so far, how to create a field, text field and date and time field?
No, thank you.
Okay, so we are going to continue from tomorrow. Let me stop now.